Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Wednesday, August 26, 2020. Welcome to another day of fifth grade science. This week, we've been talking about the water cycle. Remember, the water cycle is the journey that water goes through during its lifespan. Remember, the word cycle is just like a circle, meaning it has a continuous movement, continuous flow, meaning there's no start or no stop. Also remembering that there's certain stages or steps that contribute to the water cycle. On Tuesday, we talked about precipitation. Remember, boys and girls, precipitation is the water that's released from the clouds and it's in the form of rain, sleet, snow, or hail. Remember, precipitation can take on various states of matter. Remember, states of matter are solid, liquids, or gases. And remember, during precipitation, we have rain, which is a liquid, and then we also have snow, which could be a solid. Okay, so when we think about precipitation, it takes on various states of matter. Today, boys and girls, we're going to talk about evaporation. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Okay, we're talking about evaporation. Evaporation is the process by which water changes from a liquid to a gas or a vapor. So it's going from one state of matter to another. So it starts off as a liquid and then it transforms into a gas. Evaporation is the primary pathway that water moves from the liquid state back into the water cycle as water vapor. Okay? So think about that puddle of water that you may see outside if we're at the playground. Okay? We see a large puddle of water. And then all of a sudden something happens. We come back maybe an hour later or the next day and there's no water there. What happened? The water evaporated. But think, boys and girls, what caused the water to evaporate? Think about it for a second. What do you think caused the water to evaporate? All right, some of you guessed it. You're right. The sun. The sun is the primary source that allows the water to evaporate. What does the sun do? The sun heats things up, and once things start heating up, they form into a vapor. So think about a pot of boiling water, right? You may start off with a cup of boiling water on the stove. Once the water starts boiling and it's, rapid and it's really hot, you see the vapors come up, right? And then if you were to pour the water that's left in the pot into a measuring cup, you won't have a cup of water anymore because the heat has evaporated some of the water because it's getting hot. Okay, the sun heats up water in rivers, lakes, oceans, and other bodies of water. The water vapor or steam goes into the air. So think about the water cycle again. It starts at the surface and now it's becoming a vapor and it's moving back up into the air. Where do you think it's going to go? The clouds. Okay, I have a short video that I would like for you guys to watch really quickly. I'm going to share my screen one more time. I'm going to put this video on for us to watch. Okay, boys and girls. And that video just kind of testifies to what I talked about in regards to boiling water. If you start off with 1 cup of boiling water and you let it boil rapidly and it gets hot, it's going to produce the vapors. And then if you would take that same boiling water and measure the water again, you're not going to have the same cup of water because the water has turned into vapors because it's hot. Okay? So, our definition today, and you're going to continue to fill it in page 17 of your interactive journal. Let me get it right. Is evaporation. The process by which water changes from a liquid to a gas or a vapor. So go ahead, boys and girls, and put this in your interactive journal. You should have 3. You should have the water cycle, precipitation, and evaporation. Remember, evaporation is the process by which water changes from a liquid to a gas or a vapor. You're going to put this in your interactive journal on page 16. I'm going to give you a few seconds to go ahead and write this down. So far, boys and girls, we've talked about what the water cycle is. We started talking about precipitation, and now we've talked about evaporation. In order for the water cycle to work correctly, you need precipitation and you need evaporation. I want you to think, boys and girls, why do we need evaporation? Why do we need precipitation? What would happen if I was to remove those 2 elements from the water cycle? Think about it. Would we have a water cycle? Would we have water? What would happen if we did not have those elements? So today, for your Schoology connection, you're going to record yourself explaining how precipitation and evaporation affects the water cycle. So just what I said, what if we did not have those 2 steps or stages? What would happen with the water cycle? Think about that, boys and girls, and you're going to record yourself explaining what would happen. Okay? You're going to record yourself explaining what would happen if you did not have those 2 elements. So boys and girls, after you view this video, you're going to go back into your Schoology folder and you're going to go to the weekly activities. I have posed a discussion board question and I just showed it to you. What would happen if precipitation or evaporation were not in the water cycle? You're going to record yourself. It's a microphone symbol. You're going to record yourself and you're going to give the response in a recording. I'm going to show it to you in Schoology so that you can have an understanding and there'll be no confusion. Okay, boys and girls. I think because it's not live yet. Once it becomes live, in the comment section, you're going to have a microphone right here at the very, today's not Tuesday. Sorry, boys and girls. Today is Wednesday. Scratch what I just said. Scratch it. Scratch it. Again, in this little area, there's going to be a little microphone symbol right here, and you'll be able to press the microphone, and I want to hear your voice with your response. Okay, so again, it's not right here because it's not Wednesday. I'm going to make it active, and you're going to press the button and you're going to record yourself giving an explanation. So again, just to recap everything we learned today, we talked about water cycle, we talked about precipitation, and something new today was evaporation. Okay, boys and girls, go back in the video, look over what we talked about today. In the weekly skills activity folder, you're going to have a discussion board question. You're going to record yourself using the microphone, giving an explanation as to why or what would happen if we didn't have precipitation or evaporation. Also, boys and girls, in your interactive journal on page 16, you're going to continue to update your vocabulary. And then you can go ahead and draw your water cycle as well. Okay, so you're going to take the time to update your vocabulary on page 16 and then your picture on page 17. Also, if you look in my video, I have the definitions here as well, so you can pause it so that you can see it. I will see some of you today during small group. Make sure that you bring your interactive journal. If I don't see you this evening in small group, I'll see you tomorrow on Thursday. Boys and girls, I hope you had a great time today learning about the water cycle. Remember, you can review this video as many times as you want so that you can get a better understanding of the water cycle. Have a good evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.